say, oh, what are you wearing? Are you wearing a dress? Culture meets culture. I love this. African royalty, tradition, and history. You know, we should be proud of our identity. Zambians are very humble people, because this is what Dr. Kwame Nkrumah wore. Zambians, thank you so much. Atishani, can you please bring me Fugu? Let me wear that Fugu when I make this video. This is our pride. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, or dear say, or madam. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ceci K. Now, I've noticed that at least 80% of you have been watching this channel without subscribing. Can I ask you for a tiny favor just to subscribe to this channel? It is absolutely free of charge. Now, if this is your first time here on this channel, we do reviews, analysis, commentaries, as well as reactions to stories trending, African stories, Black stories, and worldwide stories. Thank you so much. I just love Africa. When I tell you I love Africa, I am not joking. There's always something to look forward to. I thought the Namibian and Nigerian banter was, the end of all these African banters. For now, at least for now. The Namibian and Nigerian banter is actually new to the African banters. One thing I like about these African banters is that despite the intensity of it sometimes, it does bring us together. This just ends on Twitter, Facebook, on social media, because when we meet each other, wherever it is that we meet each other, we are actually good. We are actually family. It connects us together, unless, of course, some people really just take it too seriously that, it creates enmities and all that. But to me, I just feel like it should just end on social media. I think as Africans, we really just play too much. We make jokes about everything, we are just so unserious about certain things. Despite all our problems that we have going on in our African countries, we actually find time for banters and laugh about it, and then of course sometimes we move on. There are some people that still hold grudges, that to an extent that when they see certain countries or people from certain countries, they still hold those grudges. But I feel like it should just really just end on social media, and it shouldn't be transferred to our personal lives. So we are literally just family. All these banters actually just connect us. Now guys, this one I was not waiting for it at all. I never expected it. Do you get what I'm saying? Zambia. What did you go looking for in Ghana? My goodness. Atishani. Imwe. What did you go looking for? So Zambians went to look for trouble from the Ghanaians, and they found the trouble. You guys, we just finished with the, fighting for Namibians with Nigerians, and you go and look for problems again from West Africa. Like what? Now I was like, I'm not gonna take sides. Forgive me. I know you all are my neighbors. I know you could potentially be my relatives as well. But I'm looking at this beef and I'm like, boy, I'm not gonna, This one is beyond me. It wakes me. I don't even know where to stand. I'm just gonna be neutral on this one. I know you all are my neighbors, Zambians, but this beef that you looked for, this one is not a nice one. Like, absolutely not a nice one. And I'm not even going to support, I even haven't seen, Southern Africans have like washed their hands and they're like, Zambia, you deal with this by yourself. We're not going to support you. Because I haven't seen any Southern African country actually joining this beef and saying, yes, maybe it's because it's the Ghanaians. I'm sure if it was probably Nigerians, maybe other Southern Africans would have joined. But because Ghanaians don't also look for trouble from anybody else. So I just felt like Zambians going to look for trouble from Ghanaians. Honestly, these are people that wouldn't. Okay, I've seen them fight with Nigerians and all that, especially with the jollof rice, who has the best jollof rice and stuff. But honestly, I feel like Ghanaians are not troublemakers. Like, they are not troublemakers. They just stay in their lane. I think they are also just like Namibians. They stay in their lane until you really look for them. Then you will find them. So, guys, Zambians went to look for trouble. So, what exactly happened? How did this beef actually start? So the Ghanaian president visited Zambia wearing Fugu, which is also known as batakari. It is a traditional outfit from Ghana, from northern Ghana. Now, when Zambians saw that, they mockingly called it a blouse. So they say that the president was wearing an oversized blouse, and then some of them were saying that they went on to say that, will you allow your husband to wear this? And then some of them said it looks like a woman's blouse or a maternity blouse. So that is what some people, some Zambians said. So this actually caused a reaction from Ghanaians, because obviously this is something that they hold dear to their heart. It is their identity. It is a very important, outfit. It is not just something that you can refer to or that you can mock. I feel like any traditional outfit, no matter how it looks like, whether it is so primitive and stuff, there are some tribes in Africa that do not wear clothes. They wear skin, animal skin, and so on. I just feel like whatever outfit it is, to me, it is something that defines a people. It is their identity. It holds so much meaning to them. So I feel like it is not necessary that somebody should really be mocking things like this. So somebody from Zambia, a social media user, actually said this, and then some people, of course, backed this person up, and they went on to call it a blouse. And this actually got the Ghanaians to react, because they didn't like that their traditional outfit was being described as a blouse or maternity dress, or that it's something that women should wear. Now, this actually reminds me of what happened during the, Niger, Namibia banter. So I said, I feel like as Africans, we really just need to start learning about other African countries so that we are aware. Ghanaians retaliated, but do you know how the Ghanaians retaliated? So they turned this whole negativity into an opportunity. They showed us that they are very proud of their outfit. They didn't respond so aggressively, even though there were some point where they were also mocking, the Zambian dresses, especially the skirt and the top for the men. They were calling it ladies and gentlemen, or what is the other one? Dear say or madame. So I saw the Zambians saying that Zambia has so many cultures. They are so diverse. Even my mom's language actually is spoken in Zambia. I was so surprised. They have different cultures, like a lot of ethnic groups in Zambia. So one of the dressing for the dress for the lozis that looks like the British, actually, like the English, the skirt and the top. So the Ghanaians actually brought that up, and they're saying, you are mocking our dress, but look at yours. Like yours is like ladies and gentlemen, or dear say, or madam. However, what is so interesting actually, and what is so I would say it's absolutely amazing to see, is the way the Ghanaians responded positively. They started promoting this Fugu dressing. They showed us how it is made, and then of course they even came up with Fugu Friday. I think that is what it's called. So what this means is that every Friday, or on Fridays, everybody actually wore the Fugu. And then we saw a lot of people, even in diaspora, actually putting on their Fugu proudly to show the Zambian that you can't play with our traditional outfit. This is our identity. This holds so much meaning. This is our pride, This is our freedom. You can't call it a blouse. It is so important. So they all just went on proudly wearing their Fugu and put it on social media, and they promoted it, and now we actually know about it. And I also want Fugu. In fact, when I was going to make this video, I was planning to actually call my Ghanaian friend and say, can you please bring me Fugu? Let me wear that Fugu when I make this video, because it is so beautiful. One thing that is really impressive about this whole Zambian Ghanaian banter is that the Ghanaians actually turned this whole banter into cultural confidence, because they know the meaning that Fugu actually represents. According to the Ghanaians themselves, it's a symbol of African identity, dignity, and heritage. So That is why they are defending it so much. It's a symbol of unity, and it holds a very important historical significance. You know why? Because according to them, when Ghana was founded, the founder of Ghana, the founding father of Ghana, I would say, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, when he declared Ghana free and independent, he was actually wearing this fugu, as you can see on the video that I've put there. So this is why they came out in number and decided, we are going to defend our identity, we are going to defend our pride, we are going to confidently actually defend our, freedom. It also represents, it's also a symbol of freedom, because this is what Dr. Kwame Nkrumah wore when he declared Ghana independence. And of course, they came out, even member of parliaments wore fugu. I just like how these did not just end with the youth and on social media, but they took it up. Even the elders, members of parliaments, were also seen wearing the fugu. And then I saw there was an event, I think in America, where people were actually wearing fugu as well. It was so beautiful to watch, and we should learn from the Ghanaians. There's something really exceptional about this banter. So we have to learn from the Ghanaians, like, not to take things too seriously and turn it into something positive rather than, keeping it negative. So many videos out there from Ghanaians actually wearing this fugu. And it's not just Ghanaians, I've also seen their friends, and then I've also seen some Zambians actually wearing this as a form of apologizing. So a lot of Zambians have actually gone out to apologize to the Ghanaians, that they are sorry about this, and to do this they actually wore the fugu as well, which is actually beautiful. I think Zambians are very humble people. They saw that what they have done is not right, and they went ahead to apologize. One thing that I've noticed about this banter is that it has made us all to be proud of our traditional attires, traditional dresses. Now the Zambians also came out to say that the Lozi people are not the only people that they have in Zambia. There's so many cultures, so they came out to showcase their beautiful cultures, beautiful dressings as well, which is good. So to me, it's not just a banter, but it's also something that is teaching us that, we should be proud of our identity, our clothing, and our traditional wears, and be able to wear them with confidence wherever we go, at different events. It doesn't matter if it's an official event. We are Africans, and as Africans we should be proud of what we have and what we are. Basically, for the Ghanaian president, the Zambian president was actually wearing a suit, and all the Zambian officials were wearing suits while he wore fugu. That is pride. That is somebody that knows who they are and where they come from, and they're not even afraid to show it. And so many people would rather put on suits to go to official events, but we should be able to really just be proudly and confidently wear our traditional attires to even official events. Traditional attires shouldn't just be worn to cultural events. Like, mostly we only remember them when it's a cultural event, but when it's official events, we want to wear suits. So I feel like that is pride. So I'm just going to share a few social media posts that really caught my eyes. Like, this one is from Facebook. So this one was saying that, greetings from Zambia, home of the Barotse or Balozi people, right here in Barotse land, our kingdom. The Kuomboka ceremony, it sounds very familiar. Kuomboka ceremony is one of Africa's powerful living traditions. It is an ancient Lozi ceremony believed to be over 300 years ago, dating back in the 17th century. Its origin is rooted in a great flood that forced the Lozi king to construct the first royal canoe, the Nalikwanda, to move to higher ground. To this day, Kwomboko remains a deep symbol of resilience, leadership, and unity. I love this. It marks the annual journey of the king as he moves from his dry season palace to his wet season palace, carried across the floodplains in a spectacular display of culture, music, and heritage. This April, we invite you to experience it with us. Come celebrate African royalty, tradition, and history. And yes, Ghana, come with your beautiful blouse you call Fugu. Africa meets Africa. Culture meets culture. I love this. And look at this. It's so beautiful, guys. Africa is rich. We are rich. Even the cultures. Just look at this beautiful So another one that I saw here. So the president of Ghana actually said, I wore a fugu to the United Nations, the highest world platform last September. I'm surprised Zambians didn't see it. So that is what he said. Imagine I've seen a lot of Ghanaians actually wear this even in diaspora, but nobody even goes on and say, oh, what are you wearing? Are you wearing a dress? Why is it that it's us Africans that actually have an issue with that? When internationally people actually see that as beautiful. Other people can see the beauty in Africa, but we are unable to see that beauty in Africa. And don't get me wrong, Zambians, I'm not saying you did wrong or we should castigate you and stuff like that. No, I know it wasn't meant to be mocking and stuff, but it's also good that with all these banters we actually learned something new. It's good that Ghanaians came back and taught us positively, and I like how the Zambians actually accepted this and they took this with humility and learned, and they also decided to showcase the beauty of their culture. That is how the banters should be. We should actually learn from each other and not just have that too much of pride to refuse to learn. Yeah, so the president also said, according to DW Africa, President John Mahama says Ghana's traditional Fugu smoke, also known as the batakari, could emerge as a global fashion sensation after attracting unexpected international attention during the recent visit to Zambia. So the attire actually, which sparked widespread online debate after being described as a blouse, he said it helped bring actually a global focus to the Ghanaian culture. He noted that a renewed interest could create economic opportunities for local artisans, particularly smoke weavers, and then of course, Fugu could eventually be developed into an export product, promoting Ghana's cultural heritage while supporting the country's growing fashion industry. Do you see how they actually made it an economic opportunity? Zambians, thank you so much. Ghana should actually thank Zambia with this, because now everybody knows about the Fugu. The whole world. I'm not saying that it wasn't known before. I've seen people wear it. I've seen Wodemar actually wear it during the Speed Does Africa tour, but it didn't really come across as something of interest. It never really caught my attention until now. You see, all these banters are just not ordinary banters. I think there's just something in it. We should look for something positive in this banter. In these African banters, and then promote it positively. Now, just one last one from a Zambian actually responding. So this one is saying that respecting culture does not require pretending we don't see what is in front of us. Acknowledging the history and significance of Ghanaian Fugu is important, and no one is denying its cultural value. However, cultural meaning does not automatically change visual perception. To many people outside Ghana, the cut, length, and overall design of the Fugu closely resemble what is commonly understood as a blouse. That observation is not an insult. It is a neutral description based on appearance. So culture is not weakened by honest discussion. If anything, strong cultures are confident enough to be explained, questioned, and understood without defensiveness. Saying that Fugu looks like a blouse does not erase its heritage. Just as calling a jitenge, which is a wrap, if you don't know what a jitenge is, it's a wrap. I think Nigerians and Ghanaians would call it a wrapper, Yeah, so a jitenge, a wrap, does not strip it of its Zambian identity. Names, meanings, and origins give clothing its cultural weight, not silence or outrage. By the way, Zambians, you're not the only people that wear jitenges. Even some cultures in Namibia, especially where I come from, we wear jitenges as well. We just have different names for them. So she says, Zambians are not confused about culture, nor are we dismissive of it. We proudly recognize it, preserve it, and wear our traditional attires with full understanding of its symbolism. What we reject, not me, but the Zambians, what we reject is the idea that making a visual comparison equals disrespect or cultural ignorance. Seeing something differently is not the same as rejecting it. This is what this social media user is saying. So yes, respectfully, historically and visually, the Fugu still looks like a blouse to many people. Explaining why it is more than that is how culture is shared. And that's Definitely true. We have seen how, a lot of people now know what the Fugu actually stands for, where it comes from, and who are the important or prominent people that have actually won the Fugu. She continues by saying, attacking others for what they see only weakens the conversation. Mutual respect means allowing explanation and not demanding agreement. So this is what this social media user is saying. So what do you all think about this Zambian Ghanaian banter? To me, it was an interesting one, of course, and we learned a lot. And I just like the way the Ghanaians actually responded, positively, instead and proudly, of course, with confidence. They decided to show us their culture and how unique and beautiful their culture is. So a lot of them going out in numbers, wearing their fugu and sharing it on social media. That's promoting to the whole world out there. So they've promoted it to the whole world, basically, the whole Africa. And of course, there is going to be some economic value in it. And I believe the fugu makers got a lot of money this week. Yeah, they probably, got a lot of orders from a lot of people, both locally and internationally. And so I think within all these banters, honestly, we should take out something positively and look for an opportunity in all of this and promote our cultures. And this is actually how we get to be connected and to know each other as well. So this was actually a very great banter. It wasn't just about people mocking each other, getting angry, getting mad, hating another person or hating that person, but it was actually people learning from each other. And I think, Zambia, you also just handled it so well. You learned from it. I don't think the person that basically mocked this, or the first person that wrote this, actually thought it was going to turn out this way. But you see how it turned out. Apart from us learning about the Ghana Fugu, there was also something to learn from the Zambians. Like, they came out in numbers and shared, their cultural attires as well. And even though they were being mocked about the ladies and gentlemen, yes, say, oh, madam, but, they showed us what culture really means, that they are also proud of their culture. And from the overall experience, what I've picked up is that we should definitely be proud of our cultures and our cultural dresses. Wear them anyway, whether it's an official event or whatsoever, because that is how you show that you are proud of where you come from. You're proud of your identity as an African. And yeah, it was a good one. So what did you think about it? Put it in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you again in my next video. My name is Sesike. Bye.